I am back with a new video and I'm very excited about this because I am doing a plan with me and I haven't done that in a very long time, and so I was thinking like maybe let me just go ahead and do it anyway. It's going to be quite a simple video. I'm just going to take you through sort of my planning process and how I set up for the day and how I reset for the next coming month. I am going to be using my Hobonichi A5 in the Cousin Avec, and I'm also using a A6 Hobonichi in, I believe, it's a Hobonichi Techo. And so in order to start this process, the first thing I do is I actually have to plan for today. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the current day. I have a little like circle tab for the day that I'm on. I find this is best. I don't have the Midori index tabs, which is something I want to get in the future, but for some reason I've just been procrastinating on shopping, which is a good thing in my opinion. I don't really want to be too much of a consumer. And also one of my goals this year is actually to go or get closer to a more minimalistic lifestyle. So a lot of the things I spent doing this year is one, doing a no buy for stationery. Like I've avoided purchasing anything for stationery. Another thing is like taking all like the excess that I have and trying to sort of either one, get rid of it or repurpose it to make it useful for me has also been like another goal that I've had this year. I'm doing pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. I think that I'm doing pretty well for myself, but I know I could do better and I have a lot ahead of me. But nonetheless, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and schedule the day, and I'm doing this on the 29th on a Monday. What I use to schedule basically, or how I plan for the day, is I do have an ideal schedule. The reason why I have this on basically a scrap piece of paper is because it changes all the time. I used to actually print this out at the beginning of the year, and I literally didn't even stick to it for like a week because I had timestamps, I had, I was time blocking, and the reality is my life isn't like that. Like there's a 1 in 1 million things that like gets in the way. So I stopped doing that, and I was like, I still really needed structure. I needed something to sort of direct activities and stuff like that. So this is what I come up with, and I actually change this every single month depending on, sometimes like in the summer, I have, for instance, like walk outside is one of the things or one of the activities that I have on my routine. And I cannot walk outside in the summer. It's so bloody hot and I'm, sweating. I get like, sometimes it gets so hot, you get dizzy and stuff like that. So I would either like walk at night or walk in the morning. But in the winters, I tend to like walk midday because it's like the perfect temperature for me. So that would be an example of like what changes with time. So I'm actually have to do a new one for next month, which is October. And I'm expecting the weather to be cooler, so I'm expecting quite a few things to change on my sort of ideal schedule. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and do that. And the pen that I'm using actually is a pilot demonstrator, but this is actually a student pilot demonstrator. I found this off of eBay for like 20 bucks, and I don't think the seller sells it anymore because I cannot find it anywhere after I purchased it. But it is an extra fine. I prefer extra fine with writing, and I don't know if you can tell, but with the constant posting, because this is like my main pen, the plastic has started to ghost. Means it's like the friction on the plastic has, started to like create a haze on the fountain pen, which I'm completely okay with it because it's such a cheap pen, and I just use the living daylights out of it. I'm completely okay with that. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and get started. I wonder if it's charging. So after I have my schedule, the next section I put is actually work tasks, and I will go ahead and just write a few things that I want to get done today. exercise. That's what I want to do today. So after I write a few things that I want to get done today, what I will go ahead is I will put log and go like this. And what I noticed about the Hobonichi cousin is that simple is best for me. I feel like in the past I really wanted to have like a complicated layout that would, you know, check all my boxes and all those fun things, but it's just really time consuming for me. And it's also like, how should I say this? Like I don't get to it, if that makes sense. I usually look at my Hobonichi cousin maybe once, maybe twice a day and try to and I kind of leave this on my desk. And so because of that, I'm sort of constantly working and then checking off like my to-dos more than I'm like sitting and planning and trying to sort of catalog everything. So after, So after I put my log, what I do is I actually put like a simple timeline that usually starts at 5 or 6 o'clock. That is because it's usually when I get up most of the time. And do I stay awake? That's a different question. But I do try to get up at 6 o'clock. That's like my main goal. So like for today, I got up at 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna put a plus sign for 8 o'clock, and then about an hour I didn't really do anything. And then I started working at 9 o'clock. And what I do is I actually have a key here that I'm definitely going to update when I move to my 2026 setup, but I'm gonna go ahead and try to grab it. This is another problem I have. I have a lot of loose papers, but this is like a key that I use to sort of catalog what I'm doing. I used to do like the sort of colored bars, but the problem is I usually just carry around a fountain pen. I don't really carry around anything else. That is because I actually sold like a lot of my pencil cases. So I want to find another pencil case that I really enjoy, but I haven't found one that really like speaks to me, for lack of a better term. This is okay. So I'm still like looking for my perfect pencil case. I have some ideas, but nothing is really like speaking to me, for lack of a better term. I did go for a walk during this time. I walked for like 30 minutes. So I can cross off this off, I can cross this off. I did this, I did walk, I did do this, I did intermediate fasting, I did eat with vitamins, I did not take a nap today, I did not read, I did do this. Okay, so that is where I'm at for today. So I'm kind of like in this area. I'm filming this quite late, so it's currently like, I think I ate lunch here. I think this is a necessary task, so I'll go ahead and do that. And then I think I did do this edit. So this is actually like so. And then, let's see. Okay, I think that is where we are at for this. So that's how my daily usually looks like. And I actually just put events up here, and then, you know, I will write down an event. I don't really have anything that I'm doing special today, but in the past, like I did like, this is a good example, I did like shopping, gym, things that were special that day. For now, I don't really have anything, so I'm keeping that open. And basically that's all I do for my dailies, which is not very much, but trust me, for me, this has become like a non-negotiable. So now that I have finished planning for the daily, I do have to set for next month. So in order to do that, I have to review what I did last month. So the first thing I do is I actually go to the beginning of my planner, and towards the bottom here, I have X and checks. I don't know if you can see that. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Let's see if I can zoom in really quick. Let me just move this. There we go. So as you can see, I have an X for missed days, and I have a check for days that I did, you know, I did work. Oh, my finger is so big. So if I go back to the spread, as you can see, this has something on top of it, and that is because I did not plan for this day. hence why there's an X. But this day, as you can see, I have things executed, so I am putting a check. So that's what I'm gonna do throughout my entire planner, or throughout all my daily pages really quick. I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna start checking and like putting X and checks in my little mini calendar to mark the days that I've won and days that I've not won. So this day I fasted, so that's definitely, this is a plus, bro, what are you talking about? This is a plus. Ooh, this is an X, so number 5 is an X. This is definitely an X, so that's okay. This one definitely did a few things here. The 7th, what about the 9th? My pages are a mess, don't get me wrong. I'm not doing this for aesthetics. I just find this, it's just because like I'm going through pages so quickly. It's like it hasn't become very important to make them look nice. The Hobonichi cousin has really become like a workhorse planner for me. So I've ditched a lot of like the beautiful ephemera, you know, all those beautiful spreads that get a lot of clicks. Yeah, this is not that planner. Hopefully I can like get my spreads to look better in the future. But for now, this is, you know, this is what we're doing. So I'm gonna put a yes here for that. These were actually very productive days. You can't see it because I actually used the wrong color, but 11 was a check. I did do 8.5 steps. This is an X, okay. We went to the pen shoe. This is, this is kind of like an X for me. 13 an X. This is an X, okay. Okay, 3 an X. Yeah, this was a bad week for me. X. This is actually an X, believe it or not. 19 was an X. What did I do here? I did intermittent fasting, shower, gold crushers. This is an X, yeah. 20 is an X. That was an X. I didn't do any work this week. Okay. 23. This was a yes. Well, actually, it's a good day. 25. This was a good day. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, this is not a good. So now that I have all of the bottom checked and everything like that, I'm gonna actually go to page 1. So this is the cover page of the daily section of each month. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go through each one of these and then mark with an X. Do I want to use this color? Yeah, I'm just gonna use this color. So this is an X. Wait, how did I do it before? Okay, that's what I did before. So I'm just gonna use a color pencil for this because I don't have a red fountain pen filled at the current moment, or a red ink. So I'm just gonna do it the old. I'm just gonna use this. So the second was a good day. These two were good days. The 5th and the 6th. So Friday 7, this is good, this is fine. The 12th was not that good. The 13th and the 14th. So I guess my miss days are usually Fridays, Saturday, and Sunday. So what is this? 15 and 16. 15, 16. Oh, this is the month I got the week that I got my period. The week that I get my period is like the least productive week ever. 19 and 20. 19, 20, 21, 22. Yeah, so this was you can definitely tell like this was my period week. So we're gonna keep moving. These were good days, that's good. These were good days, that's good. The Saturday, I think that's a Saturday, so 28. 28th was not good. Okay, the 29th was good, and hopefully the 30th will also be a good day. So now that I have that, the next thing I want to do is I want to write, here we go. So I'm gonna put days missed. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 missed days. 14 days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 16, 1. And then, so out of 30 days, I have 16, 1 days. And then the ratio, or sort of my win rate this month, here's my calculator. So my win rate was actually 53%, which is half, which is not amazing. It needs to be more than that, but I will but it's okay. It's like, at least I know. The next thing I usually do is a reflection. So I'm actually going to do this off camera because it's a personal habit, but to show you what it looks like, this is how it looks like. It's basically just a paragraph in which I write down like my review, my reflection, or what it is. Basically like how the month went and, you know, what did work and what didn't work. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this A6 size and I am going to flip to my monthly spread. This is September. I did do some of it before, but we're going to do the rest now. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through each page and write down my wins for the day. So this is actually an extensive process. So I'm gonna finish it really quick and then show you after I'm done. Okay, now as you can see, I filled out my entire, I have filled up my entire, as many wins as possible in my A6 Hobonichi Techo. But nonetheless, let's go ahead. The next step I do is I actually go ahead and I highlight all of my missed days. That is to sort of visually see the days that I missed. And I feel like it helps me see just like how many days I'm not really productive. So that's why I really enjoy doing this. And I think I have quite a few days this month. What else am I? Yeah, actually it's technically, I want to say this is like this half day. So actually I'm a little bit more consistent. I missed 4 out of 30 days. So I think, where did I write it down? So what I'm gonna do now, I think I might have to do another layer. Let's do another layer really quick. This is not too bad then. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is actually, what I'm gonna do now is I put a dot for every win that I did. And I'm actually gonna put them in my sort of monthly sidebar here. And it's just like 1 dot for every win. So I have 4 wins first, so on and so forth. I do have quite a bit of half days. These are half days in my opinion. I'm happy with this. Anyway, okay. So that's how my spread for this month of September looks like. This is just a way for me to sort of, this is just a way for me to basically, you know, remind myself that every day, even though I don't feel like I'm doing things, I'm actually am doing things, and that, you know, I shouldn't sort of lower my confidence just because I just don't see the progress. So this is a way for me to see how consistent I am throughout the month and to remind myself that I am doing things. I'm just not remembering what I'm doing. So nonetheless, that's what I do for this spread in my A6 Techo. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna go back to my Hobonichi, and I'm actually gonna go to my monthly spread. This index, I actually already filled it out for the screen time, so that's done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my monthly spread, and I'm going to start with this. So I'm going to go ahead. The first thing I do is on Sunday and Saturday are usually my reset days. So I'm going to put week 1, week 2, week 3, and then this is week 4 of this month. And actually, that's what I'm doing. And then I put a score here. Score. Oops. I run out of fountain pen ink. This cartridge is like literally not enough for me. But for now, I think I'm just gonna switch to, what do I have that I can switch to really quick? I think my Lebon is empty. I do have to check. My Lebon is empty. I'm pretty sure my Lebon is empty because I cleaned it. Yeah, I cleaned this just recently, so I'm not gonna use that. I do have this Hongdian fountain pen that does have ink, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use this, even though it's not my favorite pen to use, just because even though this is an extra fine, I find it to it's not like a Japanese extra fine, but it's okay, we're just gonna go with it. Score. At the end of each week, I actually put a score for myself on my weekly goals. As you can see, one of my weeks was not the greatest, but I do this for like consistency. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put special events. I do have classes on Monday and Friday, so that's what I'm gonna write. I'm supposed to do something about. Then I'm going to put bills. Those are what I'm gonna do. Okay. I also have a wedding, so I'm actually putting it on top because it's a one-time event. Wedding today, and what else am I missing? The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this sticker sheet to sort of do a few decorations here and there. I'm just putting them in random places. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, I actually don't have any stickers left, and I'm waiting till the end of the year to sort of finish all the stickers that I have and then do a new batch of stickers in the beginning of next year. So even though this is Halloween, this month I actually don't celebrate Halloween, so I don't really care for like the Halloween decorations and everything. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm actually gonna put monthly goals here, and I am going to write down a few monthly goals. So that is all I'm doing for the monthly spread. I do keep my monthly spreads pretty empty just because for me, I sort of fill them up as I go with like special events that are happening as the month goes on. I think the only like real thing that's like super important to me is my like weekly score to make sure that I'm on track for things. But yeah, my life is very uneventful. I do have to write down on Fridays is a no gym day. Actually, wait, what else do I have to do? Okay, I think that's it now. So the next thing I'm gonna do is actually I'm gonna go ahead and start my monthly reflection really quick and just get it done. I did add a little sheet here because I actually thought I was going to write more, but I don't think I will. I think I'll just go ahead and just do my monthly reflection really quick. My win rate is actually lower than it was last month. I did a 61% win rate, and this month I only did 53, which was really unfortunate. I wanted it to go up. So I'm gonna go ahead and write like why I think that happened. Okay, so I've done my monthly reflection, so that is done. I do have an idea of what I want to change for next month. So what I'm going to do now, I actually keep these page flags for important notes in my traveler's journal, or in my Hobonichi cousin. So what I do is actually I flip through the pages, and any place I know that I wrote important notes, I'm gonna go ahead and put a page flag. So sometimes these are reference notes, sometimes these are, oh, this is a schedule. So this was a win. Okay, that's okay. So I'm just flipping through. I don't think I wrote any notes this month. No, I didn't write any notes this month. But usually, as you can see, this page flag here, this is, okay, so I did write these notes. So like another example of this would probably be like this. See, this is a note page, and I try to like put the same color of the month. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, since I didn't write any notes, I'm gonna go ahead and find a different month that has like a similar color, and I'm gonna put it in there. So as you can see, this month has a similar color, which is December. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that page flag there. I can keep the page flags there for now. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hop to October. So I have my page flags here. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on the first over here. Okay. Ooh. So what I'm going to do, maybe too small, too big. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take a sheet from one of my Hobonichi freebie notebooks, and I'm just going to pull out a sheet really quick. I have two sheets that fold out, and I'm actually going to go ahead and paste this here. So in order to do that, I'm actually going to trim off this like raggedy edge really quick using the grid lines. Throw this away. Eesh. You know what, we're just going to put that to the side. I'm going to go ahead and paste this down with some double-sided tape. Flatten this out a little bit and then just plop it down as even as I possibly can. I actually cannot see, I can see the grid a little bit on because of like the ghosting of the Tomio River paper or the Sanson paper, but I can't see it well enough. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to write or sort of write out that little calendar that's on the bottom. It's a Wednesday, but I do have to make sure. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just use them as markers. And then do Saturday, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, and then Sunday. And the first day is a Wednesday, so I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 30, 31. Okay, and then that's it. And that is how I set up for the month that is coming ahead. Thank you so much for joining me with this plan with me / reset / whatever it may, whatever you want to call it. But I'm very excited for October because there's 3 months left in the year, which means that I am going to hustle these next 3 months. And I'm very excited because I have a lot of changes that I want to do. I also have to set up for 2026, which is insane that I'm doing it like 3 months ahead. But my 2026 setup is going to take a lot of energy and a lot of time. But nonetheless, thank you for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!